Good morning, good morning. Today we're taking a look at the Aura coin on the XRPL. So, spectacular move off the lows, reclaiming the purple box area for demand. And our next big target that we're going to be aiming towards here is the underside of this resistance here that we moved up into. And that would take us up to about 227K market cap. So this 227K market cap is probably the first area. And you can kind of see now that we're above or working through this resistance, the next resistance target is all the people who bought at this price action here, right? So this is our next chunk of resistance that we're going to be working through. So all these people who accumulated at these levels weathered the storm maybe and might mentally getting to this point where they're like, okay, well, it's back to where I was. I could just exit this thing and I don't really believe it anymore and I can get my money back, right? So that's the behavior that is potentially manifesting. But first, we have to consolidate and move through this region to get there. But Aura, as we know, likes to go quick, right? So when it goes fast, right? So there's your boom, there's explosion, consolidation, explosion, consolidation, explosion, and now massive consolidation, right? And this now explosion is much less explosy, if that's a word. And I think it's going to take a little bit of time for it to chop here and then go. But, you know, if we start seeing breakouts across the whole thing with Bitcoin and other assets, I think people are going to recognize the multiplier effect here. And the rates of return on these assets are pretty phenomenal, right? So if we just can get up to this 618 level, which would be 8.5 million, not a big amount that we really need to be concerned about, but 8.5 million would be a 46x from our current price action, right? So that's where you're going to start seeing some really interesting thing happen, because the Aura coin has been definitely distributed fairly through its launch and everything else. So, but right now, mentally just planning on a consolidation, but we may be surprised because the 4-hour, which is what we've been using for our main kind of momentum shifting on this asset, has now begun to reset again. So it keeps resetting with higher price action. So we're going to continue to watch this here, but we're definitely at the target area that I would have expected. Get through this region. Our next level of attack is the 250 to 330 region for the market cap. So 250 to 330K market cap. And then from there, we have really not a lot of resistance up here at this level. So I think new highs coming in, especially if the market breaks out, is likely. And we seem to be headed the right direction. So, all right, we will check in tomorrow on Aura. And thank you so much for watching.